I'm finally going to be the wife of a company president. Thank you so much for letting me steal Hank away from you, Jane. But I guess you already must have known there was no way a girl like you could ever beat me.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Don't tell me that you and Hank actually got married today.
That's right. We're actually just on the way back from the courthouse now, in fact. The officiator was so sweet and called us a lovely couple. We actually got many comments from so many different people there.
Well, fine then. Congrats, I guess. I can't believe that you two actually eloped like that. I mean, to think that this whole time you were just plotting about how to steal Hank. You really are sick in the head, you know?
Well, I'm so sorry that you feel that way, Rachel. But none of that really matters since I have Hank now and you don't. But you did know that I was a single mother, right? I was only looking for someone who could help take care of my family.
Are you kidding me? Is that why you did this?
Of course! My poor boy is always saying that he wants a new dad, and you have no idea how tough it is financially to be a single mother. But I just had no idea that I would ever run into my ex-boyfriend, and I had no idea that he had since started managing a company and was totally rich. After that, I just knew that I had to make him all mine.
But wait, what do you mean ex-boyfriend?
Well, I never bothered to say anything about it until now, but it's the truth. Hank and I actually used to be high school sweethearts and dated way back in the day. I bet you never once guessed that this woman who happened to send her kids to the same school as yours was actually an ex of your husband's. And now I bet you're just so shocked. But I was shocked to learn about who Hank had become as well.
So then, you already had an in with him before all of this. That's why things move so quickly between the two of you. I mean, you two couldn't have been seeing each other for more than 3 months. I was wondering just how it was that Hank fell for you so quickly.
Well, yes. As you can see, fate has brought Hank and I back together, and that's why the step to take was so obvious. And you should know that Hank is crazy about my son, too. So I guess I just had all the things I needed going for me to get him. And now my son is just so happy to have his new dad the way that he always wanted.
Well, my son has been crying every single day now asking for his dad. It's just horrible. And this is all your fault, you know. All you've done is make someone else into a single mother.
Well, as long as it's not me having to go through all of that, that's really all that matters to me. I just want what's best for my son, and that's that. Besides, if it was this easy for Hank to walk away from you, just how much could he have really loved you in the first place? But don't worry, I'll be sure to take really good care of your company president ex-husband, and I'll make sure that I'm always wearing expensive brand clothes around him. All on his dime, of course. There's no way that I'd be able to afford a wardrobe like that. And meanwhile, you and your son can live in a box for all I care.
You mean you really don't care at all what happens to us now that you've done this? And look at me. Do you see me wearing expensive clothes or anything like that all of the time? I get most of my clothes from thrift stores at this point, thank you very much.
Wait a second. Don't tell me that you were just trying to brag just then. You're trying to tell me that only a real rich person would still wear regular clothes? I'm sorry, but that just sounds exactly what an out-of-place poor person would say about how the rich people live. But the truth is that you just don't have any taste at all.
That's not true. What I'm trying to tell you is that Hank is not nearly as rich as you think he is.
Oh, come on now, what is this? He manages a company, for goodness sake. Of course he's rich. And now that we're married, I'm going to be rich.
Look, I'm just saying that I think I know more about his finances than you do. And let me tell you that they are just a mess. I know that he manages a company, but that company is a trash fire of failure right now. I was trying to help him restructure it so that he could save himself. But, of course, with the kid, I haven't really been able to do much as of the past couple of years.
Oh, come on. You can't expect me to believe that. If he wasn't rich, then why is Hank always taking me out to nice meals? And why is he always buying my son and I presents if he didn't have any money to do so? You think I'm going to believe that business isn't going as well if he can do that?
Are you kidding me? Is he really doing all of that?
Of course he is. But I take it that you're not getting the same treatment, is that right? Maybe he just wants you to think he isn't really rich. But all the things that he gives my son are proof that he really does have money. And to think that after all of this time, he's still to be so sweet on me. I'm so happy to know what a nice man he's become in his adulthood.
I don't get it. There has to be something up. There's no way he should have enough money for that.
Well, that's not all. He's also said that he's going to pay for our wedding and make sure that it goes all out. And he's even going to buy us a nice house to live in, too. So what do you think about that, huh?
This can't be happening. This is just crazy talk.
I'm sure that you can't believe it, but I'd expect nothing left from my old flame. And we're going to have a wedding so amazing that it blows you out of the water. And then we're going to live in an amazing condo and I'll be rich. I knew that I was making the right call when I stole Hank.
Well, fine then. I hope you two have a happy life. Enjoy your time together.
Man, you're pathetic. Do you know that? I know that deep down you're really hurting inside. After all, I'd be upset too if my free meal ticket decided to leave me for someone else. I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I would just feel insulted, jilted, not wanted. But don't worry, I'll help you get over those feelings with an invitation to our wedding.
You think I want to be at your guys' wedding? I don't even think it's gonna be the dream wedding you're picturing right now. In fact, maybe that's all the more reason to go.
Hey Jane, are you there? Please, you have to pick up the phone. What is this invoice that I'm getting? Are you really going to try to charge me $500 for my affair and for child support? Come on, you know that those numbers can't be right. Are you really serious about this?
Oh, I see that it arrived earlier than I thought it would. But yes, I'm very serious and I want you to pay right away. It is a higher number than you were imagining, I would guess, but I don't care. It shouldn't be an issue for you, apparently.
What are you talking about? Do you really think that I'm made of money or something?
Well, you are the president of a company, aren't you? Surely you must have plenty of money lying around.
Oh, come on. What is this? You know what the finances are with the company, and you know that I can't afford this. We're running in the red after all. Do you have any idea the amount of debt that I'm in?
I know that last time I checked, you were sitting on about $1 million worth of it. And all because you wanted to try expanding the business in an area it had no expertise in. So you just started investing in all the machines that you would need to start this new operation, and that's how you sunk it so deep into debt.
And now, on top of all of that, you think that you're going to get 500 grand out of me? You were the one who said you didn't mind paying the lower limit of what you could legally claim. Were you just lying to me this whole time about your intentions?
You're calling me a liar? That's just rich, isn't it? You begged me to do that for you since you told me you didn't have any more money. So I took pity on you and told you that we could arrange it so that you could pay me a much lower fee than you really should. Except now I found out that you've been taking Rachel out on expensive dates and buying her and her son all kinds of presents. So how is it that you have money for all of that, but not money for the woman that you just left?
Wait, hold on a second. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how I just talked to Rachel and she told me all about how you two used to date. And she told me that after you two ran into each other again, you started courting her and taking her out on all kinds of nice dates.
But wait, no. Hold on a second. I think that there's some kind of mistake here.
Oh, I'm not even through yet. Not only did you do all of that, but then you promised her some kind of extravagant wedding? And a huge house or condo or something as well? Well, I just don't know why you were so flushed with cash. I mean, really, you wouldn't expect that kind of spending for someone $1 million in debt, so that's why 500 grand sounds like a fair amount to me.
No, wait, Jane, you really do have all of this wrong. I didn't say anything to Rachel at all. She just assumes that I'm some big success. And of course, I don't have the money to throw her a big wedding or buy a house or even a condo, so I really just can't pay your $500,000 either.
I am not going to believe a single word that you have to say to me. You betrayed me, and you betrayed our son. You told me that you didn't have a penny to your name, but that was just a lie.
But you know that it's true. I really am $1 million in debt, and I just wanted to try and look cool for Rachel. I mean, it's not like when I was a kid from a poor family in high school. I had made something of my life, and I wanted to prove to her that I had.
So, while you were letting me know all about how bad things really were, you could just turn around and take her out on all these dates? What in the world are your priorities? Do you have any idea how tired I was trying to take care of the house and the kid while you were out just having the time of your life? You even started making me make major cuts in our budget at home, and meanwhile, you were out at nice restaurants.
And I am so sorry for misleading you. That wasn't the right thing of me to do at all.
Well, I'm not going to ask for a single cent less than what I'm demanding now, understand? You are going to pay me $500,000 for your affair and for child support, and then I never want anything to do with you again. And if you don't pay me, then you're going to force my hand. After all, you do know that I'm the majority shareholder for your company, don't you? So don't think that I'm afraid to call for a replacement of the president. I have the authority.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You mean that you would really try to kick me out of my own company? You can't do that. This isn't fair. I mean, don't you know how hard I've worked to build this place up from the ground?
I won't do anything to you or your company if you just pay me what I'm asking for.
But you know how hard this business is doing. And besides, I need to start scraping money together for the wedding. Be reasonable.
You know, Rachel actually invited me to the wedding, so I think I'll just go to watch the fireworks.
Oh, wow, that really was just such an amazing wedding, wasn't it, Rachel?
Although, I have to say, I was pretty surprised at how unorthodox it all was. After all, the venue turned you away because they said you didn't even have a reservation. What the heck was that? What happened today? My wedding! My big special wedding! How did Hank not even book a venue? Wait, what? You mean you didn't want all of this to happen today? And here I thought that Hank was making a statement about how your life didn't need a special venue or anything like that. Are you kidding me? You don't actually think that that's what's going on today, do you? Well, I just thought you might surprise us at the last minute, but looking at how upset your face is, I guess that really wasn't the plan. I don't know how this happened. I don't know who ruined what was supposed to be my special, perfect day, but I bet that you had something to do with it. You think that I had something to do with it? What makes you say that? Because I know that you hate me, and you're always trying to bully me. You were jealous that I managed to steal Hank away from you. And so somehow you managed to ruin all of the reservations that Hank must have made just to get back at us. Well, I hope you're ready to pay for all of this. I didn't do a single thing, thank you very much, Rachel. But then, who could have ruined my wedding like this? It had to have been you. You're crazy with jealousy. I know it was you, just admit it. Well, just note that I'm going to be suing you for the full amount of money that Hank sunk into all of those plans. You're going to pay for this. I'll make you pay for trying to sabotage the wedding between a company president and his future wife. I didn't do anything to stop anything. If you're looking for someone to blame, look at Hank. After all, he's the one who is $1 million in debt. So I know there's no way he'd be able to give you the giant wedding you were hoping for. And that's why this wedding was never going to really happen in the first place. But I guess Hank was too scared to say anything to you. Wait a second. What do you mean Hank is $1 million in debt? Where is all of this coming from all of a sudden? Oh, you poor naive woman. You really don't know what you've gotten yourself into. This debt didn't just pop up all of a sudden, but I already told you about how bad Hank's business was doing. He wanted to try moving in a new direction, it blew up in his face. He lost a big chunk of his staff, and now he's over $1 million in debt.
What? That can't be right. Hank never told me anything about this at all. I thought he was rich. He told me his business was just fine.
Well, he was just lying to you so that you thought all of that was really true. He wanted you to believe that it was fate that had brought you back with your old high school flame. And I'm sure that he was eager to make things work with you, so we put on airs.
But then, all the fancy dates he took me out on, he did it when he didn't really have any money?
That's right. Like I said, I had been helping him with his business for a long time, so I knew all about exactly what state his business and personal finances were in. Of course, after he betrayed my son and I knew I wasn't going to raise another finger to help him. But don't worry, I made sure to make him pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars for your affair and for child support.
Hold on a second. Hank is broke and you still made him pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars? You can get all that much just from a divorce? Well, then that's what I'll do too.
No, you aren't reading carefully enough. I got that money because he was cheating on me and because he was leaving his child. I doubt that you'd get anything but a share of his debt if you tried that now.
So then, I wouldn't get anything for leaving him at all?
That's right. You just have to ride that wave to the very bottom as Hank's business falls apart.
Please, you have to do something to help. You said that you were helping him run his business, so surely you must be able to turn this around, right? I'm begging you, please. You have to do something to save us.
After that, I followed Hank's business in the news and watched as it did worse and worse until finally, it went bankrupt, and finally had to close the doors forever. All that while, Hank and Rachel were blowing up my phone, begging for help. It got to the point that I finally had to block them. In the end, I heard that Hank ended up with about $3 million worth of debt. When Rachel's parents heard about the situation, they put up a big fuss and insisted on taking Rachel back to live with them at their house. From there, they made sure Rachel worked hard and always made her debt repayments on time. As for Hank, he also has to pay his share of the debt, but he's fallen completely off the radar for me. And frankly, I don't really care what happens to him anyways. I got what I needed to take care of my son, and that's all that matters to me.
Hey, what the heck is the matter with you, huh? Why were you hanging out around one of our important clients? Oh, Kelly, I have to say, I didn't expect to run into you. I know, right? The last time I saw you was at high school graduation about 10 years ago. Who knew that I would bump into you again like that? Yep, I was definitely surprised, to say the least. I really thought that I'd seen the last of you. But I guess the world is funny like that. I would have never thought to run into you at my husband's company, of all places. Wait, what? Your husband's company? What are you talking about? Well, I actually got married last year, and the man I got married to owns the company you saw me at. He told me that he had forgotten some important documents at home, so I was just dropping them off. I guess that his secretary was sick and called out, so he didn't have anyone else he could ask. No. Oh, this can't be right. You have got to be lying. I mean, are you actually telling me that you're married to a company president? And not just any company president, but the president of one of our most valuable partners? How in the world did someone like you manage that? First of all, I would like to remind you that I am also a representative of this company as well. So then you really help out your husband with all of his business? I mean, I do when he asks it of me, but normally I stay at home and take care of our family. So there aren't actually many days when I'm really going into the office. I actually just happened to be in there at the same time that you happened to show up. I see. Well, you certainly have changed, haven't you? You aren't that little crybaby that wouldn't stop yelling after she found out I stole her boyfriend from her. Instead, you're an uppity snob who thinks they're better than me because of who their husband is. Do you really think I've changed that much since back then? Of course, I do remember how much it hurt me when I found out what you had done. So, yes, perhaps I have grown up and matured from this just a little. And I guess I learned that there are a lot of fish in the sea, so it wasn't really worth crying over a guy who cheated on me anyways. You really must think that the world revolves all around you now, huh? You really have changed. After all, I remember even after I did steal your boyfriend, you still had the guts to show your ugly face in school day after day after that. Oh man, I'm actually starting to crack up laughing just thinking about how it used to be back then. That's fine, and if you think it's funny, you should laugh. After all, it's all behind us now. And I'm afraid that your petty bullying just isn't going to work on me anymore. You really are such a bore now, do you know that? But you're right, the past is the past, and I need to be thinking about what to do next. What to do next? What do you mean by that? Well, I just wonder how you'd react if I stole your husband like I stole your boyfriend. That would just really crush you. Are you serious? Of course I am. I've made up my mind and I know what I have to do, so you can kiss your little marriage goodbye. I'm going to steal your husband and turn you back into that crying, scared little girl you were in high school. Then you'll be so crushed that you'll think twice about trying to get with a guy above your post. I really can't believe that you're actually telling me all of this. Oh, come on. Did you really think that you were going to get your happily ever after with this guy? That's just in movies. Besides, if anyone deserves that kind of life, it's me. You may have fallen in love with this guy by chance, but when it comes to stealing men away from their partners, no one is better than me. And then once I've made your husband mine, I'll be the wife of the company president.
Hey, Iris. I just wanted to thank you again for your help today. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't brought in those documents.
Well, I'm just glad that I was able to be of some help to you today. It had been so long since the last time I was in there that I had forgotten how big the building was. I always get so nervous walking through those big entrance doors.
Well, you know that we're actually working on an expansion project right now, right? By the way, who was it you were talking to in the office today? Did you run into someone that you knew or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It was actually a girl I used to go to high school with. Apparently, she's working with a company that you partner with.
Oh, I see. Well, wow, what a coincidence. Sometimes the world is just a little too small, don't you think? It seemed like you guys had quite a bit to talk about. But anyways, I'd love to hear about your day. How about I take you out for dinner to say thanks for helping me out? I feel like it's been so long since you and I were able to go on a nice, quiet date by ourselves.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Zeke. And as for that woman, I'll be happy if I never see her again.
Wait, what? What's the matter with her?
Don't you remember? I had mentioned her to you before. She was the girl from high school who stole my boyfriend from me. I had really hoped that I would never have to deal with her again. Until today, that is.
You mean that was her? So what I thought was you having a friendly conversation was really...
That's right. I'd done my best to avoid her ever since we graduated. I wasn't expecting to run into her at all. But when I did, I guess that I just kind of froze up. Anyways, I ended up mentioning to her that you and I were married.
Oh, wow. I'm really sorry that happened then. And to think that you wouldn't have managed to avoid her if I hadn't asked for a favor of you.
You really don't need to blame yourself. After all, I'm not the person I was back then, and I'm so happy to be married to you. But I just think that you should be careful, okay? Because apparently Kelly decided to make you her next target.
Her next target? What does that mean? Why should I be careful?
Well, she threatened to try and steal you from me like she did with my boyfriend in school. I guess she wants to take my place as the wife of the company president.
What? Are you serious? What is this lady's deal?
That's what I'm saying. This is why I was trying to avoid her for this long. If she hasn't improved at all since high school, then I think it's fair to say that she's only gotten worse.
I mean, it's one thing to pull that kind of thing in high school, but we're all adults now, and she works for a company that we partner with? What is she thinking trying to get with a married man like me? That's just so stupid. I mean, does she not realize the effect that trying something like that could have on her career over there?
I don't really think that she is the kind of person to think before she speaks. But I also doubt that she would change her mind once she's announced that she's going to do something. That's why I'm telling you to be careful.
Right. Well, I guess I'll keep my eye out for her and try to stay away. Thank you so much for warning me about this. I really don't want to get suckered into any of this lady's scheme, so I'll be careful.
Just thought you should know that your husband is all mine now, so be a good girl and let me marry your company president husband. I already have the divorce paperwork drawn up, so let's not drag this out, okay? What in the world are you talking about this time? Oh, you'd find out soon enough, so I'm just telling you now. I have stolen your husband, and now he is obsessed with me. Of course, I'm not all that surprised that a man like him would see the value in being with a woman like me. Literally, what in the world are you talking about, Kelly? I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Remember how I told you I was going to steal your husband? Well, I've gone and done it, and now we're going to get married, and I'll be the wife of the company president. Are you sure that you've gone and done it? Because I don't think you have. In fact, I know that my husband would never ever betray me like that, so please be serious with me. If you don't want to believe me, then that's your fault. But it's the truth. Your husband is head over heels in love with me. And as proof, he even invited me out for a lovely dinner date last night. So what do you think about that? You're telling me that my husband invited you out on a date? That's right. I had tried sending him so many messages and emails, and he never got back to me at all. So I decided it would be best to talk to him face to face. I went into the building to go to his office, and we ended up riding in the same elevator by chance. I took that chance to tell him who I was and confess my feelings for him. You confessed your feelings to my husband? That's right. And then he said that he liked my passion and invited me to a lovely restaurant with a view of the city. That means that he likes me back. And that's why I am so sorry to say, but the two of us are going to spend one hot night together. As for you, well, you can just enjoy a lonely night at home all by yourself. I don't know what you're talking about, but my husband is not going to go on any date with you. And I certainly don't think he's said anything to express that he had feelings for you. So I'm still not quite sure why you think that you've successfully stolen him from me. If he even has invited you to dinner, I wouldn't read too much into that. You really just don't understand anything at all, do you? Why would a man invite someone other than his wife out for dinner? Obviously, it's because he's much more attracted to that woman than he is to his own wife. Are you serious? Of course, the only reason a man would go out to eat with a woman who wasn't his wife is if he was trying to have an affair with her. Sure, he might understand that others might see doing something like that as taboo, but the fact that he invited me proves just how much he really likes me. And if he likes me enough to go on a public date with me, then you and him are as good as done. He doesn't like you anymore. We're going to get married, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so just like I stole your boyfriend in high school, now I've stolen your company president husband. So why don't you start crying already, you loser? The only crying that's happening is out of laughter. My husband and I are both cracking up at these. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean that we're laughing so hard that tears are streaming down our faces. It hurts to laugh. Oh man, we were actually laughing so hard I think I pulled something. Now, hold on just one moment. What do you mean your husband is there with you? Of course he is. The office is closed today and he didn't have anything in his schedule book. We just ordered pizza and have been staying at home basically all day. Wait, but then, I don't get it. Why is he choosing to have dinner with you and not me? He told me that he was going to take me out to an amazing restaurant with a view of the city. It's only a little longer until the time when he and I were supposed to meet. He's not really going to ditch me, is he?
You really need to wake up and live in reality with the rest of us. I never once said that I was going out to dinner with you.
Wait a second, is this Mr. Masterson?
That's right. And I must say I was blown away by our interaction in the elevator. I mean, you basically cornered me and refused to let me off until I agreed to what you were saying. You forced me to ask you out to dinner, but I was never actually going to go through with that.
Wait a second, I don't get it. I thought you were asking me out because you liked me.
I only asked you out because I wanted to get off that damn elevator. I had a very important conference call that I was trying to make and I wasn't going to let you hold me up.
But, I mean, oh, this can't be right.
It wasn't right. I don't even remember what time I said we'd meet or where.
That can't be right. You said that you were going to meet me in an hour.
Well, okay then. Wait an hour and see if I show up anywhere. Just don't be surprised if your boss shows up instead of me.
My boss? What are you talking about? Why would he be there?
I know that I said that I would think of a place with a good view of the city, but I certainly didn't say I'd make a reservation. Anyways, the place I had in mind was your boss's office. He has quite a good view of the city at night, right?
My boss's office? What are you talking about? Wait a second. My boss's car just pulled up. What the heck is going on here? I thought that you were obsessed with me, and that's why you wanted to go out on a date with me, right? I thought that you were trading Iris in for me.
Why in the world would I ever want to be with someone like you? You spam my email with all kinds of crazy messages and corner me in the elevator in my own company. You can bet that I showed your boss all those emails and the security footage of the elevator. He's the one who suggested speaking with you.
Did he really say that? Why would you do this to me?
I was willing to overlook the emails, to be honest with you, but I didn't think that you would actually try and confront me face to face. And I figured that if I was going to be dealing with someone willing to do that I would need to bring in some extra support.
So that's why you went and told my boss about what I was doing? I thought that we were going to keep our love private at first. How could you go and get my boss involved in what's supposed to be between you and I?
You still just don't get it at all, do you? I'm the president of a company that is very important to the survival of your company. Did you really think anything positive was going to come out of harassing me like you did?
But, I didn't think I was harassing you.
If you really didn't think that was harassment, then you're only making me feel better about involving your boss. In fact, we were going to try and handle this during work hours, but I told him about the business with the elevator and fake date, and he agreed to talk to you now.
This can't be happening. Things weren't supposed to go this way. Please, you have to help me. Can't we just calm down and talk about this? Oh, surely you must see how much prettier I am than Iris, right? I am much more suited to be the wife of the company president.
If anyone needs to calm down and think things through, it's you. Besides, why would I want to be with you again after all this time?
Be with me again? What are you talking about?
You really don't remember? We used to date in high school. We had actually been dating about a year before you left me. In fact, I remember the day that you left me because it was actually the day that you told me you were with Iris's ex-boyfriend. Well, anyways, it turns out that Iris and I were in some after-school clubs together, and that experience helped push us closer.
Wait a second. You mean you're Zeke from high school?
Ding, ding, ding. I had actually completely forgotten about you until Iris brought you up. It took a while for it all to come back to me, but if you thought that someone like you could ever replace Iris, you're crazy. I mean, do you really think that adults act like that? We're not in school anymore. You need to realize that.
But what's going on? I had no idea that you owned your own company. You're so different than how you used to be.
Well, I don't know what to tell you except that people change over time. I'd like to think that most people improve, but you show me it's possible for people to only get worse as well. Anyways, I don't want to keep your boss waiting any longer than he needs to. And while you deal with whatever consequences he sought up for you, I'm going to enjoy a lovely, quiet night in with my wife. Have a nice life, Kelly.
After that, Zeke was informed by Iris's boss that after their discussion, he had decided to let her go. What happened next really shocked me. It turns out that Iris was actually carrying on an affair with her boss and that his wife was quite suspicious. The wife hired a PI to uncover more about her husband's affair and found out about him and Kelly. Then she sued the both of them for their affair. Meanwhile, more of Iris's affairs came to light and lawsuits from upset spouses began to pour in. In the end, Kelly was buried in legal debts that she couldn't afford and lacked the income to pay them off. She quickly started working some part-time jobs and moved into a tiny apartment where she can afford to make payments on her debts. Kelly thought that as an adult, she could act the way she did when she was nothing but a high school bully. She may have even gotten away with it for a little, but her luck was bound to run out. Ever since then, Kelly's been too busy to ever try and bother us again. But that works out just fine for Zeke and I. We couldn't be happier.